What's a mighty good word, party folk? I'm your mile high priest. I'm up here up about a mile high on Jupiter's day. What's good, folks? I apologize for being gone. Thank you for emailing me and checking in. I promise everything's okay. I didn't mean to take too long or that long. But I've been fairly busy and I tend to dive in when it comes to projects, meaning my blinders come on. So I really do apologize for not coming on to say hello. I just wanted to jump in, right? We had the first quarter moon last Friday, and I believe Venus went into Aquarius last Friday, or at least did last week. Venus in Aquarius, what's good? Magicians, high priests, high priestesses, kings, queens, royals. This is your Venus in Aquarius. Why not? Venus in Aquarius. Full moon in Gemini, upcoming full moon in Gemini core. I'm your effervescent mercurial. Winter, almost wintry. Okay, good. What's up? We'll open the channel to foundational elements: earth, air, fire, water, Holy Spirit. Thank you so much, Divine Mother, Divine Father, archangels, angels, spiritual guides of the highest light, helpful, wise, sage ancestors. Y'all are not kidding, right? So before I came on, I ordered my delivery. So we'll be here very soon. But I was also meditating, and a lot of Aquarius energy, Venus in Aquarius. Now that makes sense. There must have been a lesson learned, which does bring this card up, right? Affluence, which is a great card. Guides, wow, yeah. You may have also, like, it has that grave feeling of being taught a lesson. It's like the universe taught you a lesson. You can thank Saturn, right? And now in our beautiful times of evolution, it calls for Saturn to expose itself as not just the father, but also the mother, the crone. So, the crone has dualistic, besides the triple state, the crone comes with the adjacent, like, masculine force. Maybe that's why the crone isn't the most, like, yes. I think this is about the crone coming out out of the cave. So even if you're young, even if you're masculine, even if you're a male or you're more masculine driven, it's like you come out of this as the crone. You may have gone in as an old man, or maybe all of a sudden it has that feeling. But you come out, like, also from that dualistic, like, just that old you, right? And so the old you matures, and once we acknowledge it, it's like it's kind of gone, right? Like, it's a fleeting moment. Okay, all the love. Once you realize it, it's like it's a fleeting moment. It's naturally just like, once you realize it, once it's been manifested, it's like it's like all the great masters, that's what they teach us, right? And so you've seen it, and you've seen that once you recognize it, you can nip it in the bud, per se, as the good old saying goes. Or you could revisit, you could recycle. Right now, prior to the spring, affluence is here. Like, we have time. We've got to give time. Like, we can't rush through affluence. This is a beautiful, like, sigil. I don't believe it's a sigil. It's just like maybe it is. We'll look at it, right? Card number 5, very high priest, Hierophant. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not your typical YouTuber. although I'm very typical and although I'm not basic, I'm very basic. And I'm so honored to be here and to have 230 whatnot subscribers here and there. And I love that you guys hang out, and ever so often you will email me when I'm eating and sleeping. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a Hindu symbol. I'm sorry. It's part of the tantric traditions or philosophies. So if you are inquiring about a relationship or a situation, besides a relationship, like a contract type situation, this is an indication that there's a lot to be experienced. And so that's what I think where this comes from is where you are at in your subconscious realm is beautiful, because you're bringing order. And so I hope that you're able to see that it's through the purification of masculine and the feminine, which is naturally occurring in this realm between this October 2024 full moon, new moon, solar eclipse in Libra, and also the full moon eclipse in, I was going to say Pisces. So I know some of the readers that I used to watch, I forget which one used to say Pisces, but maybe it's like Rich, that guy, Rich Lop, the Aquarian guy. Anyway, what the? Y'all, I be acting funny. Anyway, what I was saying is, yes, between now and the new moon solar eclipse in Aries in April, we are in this karmic flush, right? Unless you want to go for a few more rounds, why not? Goddess Isis, Sun God Ra, Mercury. Thank you so much. General messages for the collective. This is a collective reading, no matter your sign. Thank you. Hopeful wise sage ancestors. Clear divine messages for the collective. Oh wow, okay. Look, y'all are better chill. Okay, is it that you're gonna run? Okay, how will you do it this time? How will you attain it? How will you keep it? How will you assert it into your life? How will you integrate it? How will you synthesize? Will you go to battle? Will you go to war for it? Or can it be a battle fought with love, unconditional love, right? We have arrows. So arrows next to affluence, y'all are giving me like an intense wave of chills that I have never really truly felt in a different inspirational way. Like, please find that divine balance with temperance just kind of popping up, right? Like some of y'all I know chill with the archangels. Temperance calls on Michael, right? Archangel Michael. So we have arrows. It just like casually just shows up when it's that time of like the season of love. I don't know why I have all those like weird summer of love. Maybe it's coming from all of that in the summer. It takes a flip, right? Like maybe it has been a struggle, and so the veil has been taken by the struggle, right? It's like, can you purify your veil? Okay, is your veil a filter? Because it should just be a veil, right? You should not allow it to filter. It should not be your lens from which you filter the world. You should recognize the veil, and you should assert yourself beside the veil, not in spite of it, because we are consumed by it. There's no with arrows, it's like, how can you not be human? You can't. You have to be human. Thank you for being human. Maybe some of us aren't the most human. But like, we gotta be human. I gotta be human. Okay, enough. I'm just gonna leave it at arrows next to affluence. Like, I'm gonna split the deck, the shaman. Okay, so yeah, it's like whether you did finally add the course to the cart and then you paid for it, or if you're like finished, or if you like went to the mountains and like your shaman, you met them in person and they have blessed you and prescribed to you natural, wonderful, holistic, you know, like, yeah, the vision. Some of you went on quite a vision quest, is what you're telling me here, and you have come bearing fruits of knowledge outside of the cave. Yeah, I know some of you went west or whatever, or north, east, or I don't know where you go from where you're from, but like the cave, right? You went to the cave and now you must come out of the cave. So it's scary because you're like trying to come out of the cave and like you got to dress yourself up now. Do you look different? Do you suppose that you want to go looking for a new I mean, it is the holiday season, right? Like, who are you tempting? Like, the temptation falls on you, right? Like, it just eventually, it just naturally becomes you. You become it, right? You became the temptation that you were succumbing to. You became it, and so now maybe it chases you, right? Like, you become the chaser. Oh, you become the chaser. Well, naturally, when you're in opposition of just bearing the truth down on you and then allowing it to pass instead of bearing through with all the weight on your back, it gives. Okay, goddess Isis, sun, god, Ra, Mercury, my archangels, my spiritual guides of the highest light, our spiritual guides of the highest light, helpful, wise, sage ancestors. Thank you so much for clear divine messages for the collective. Okay, the crow energy here. Knowing a message, but also hearing, listening for the message. Ancestors, true, right? With the affluence, with the shaman, with the vision. Wow, it does give the vision. Okay, cool. But also vultures, what we were mentioning earlier, the need or the request. Suggestion from your spiritual guides, suggestion from your ancestors specifically to purify space, purify. It's time, yes, time to take it down. I don't know. Also the bat, all sensing, all pervasive sensations, pervading and pervasive sensory. This moon, full moon in Gemini, a lot of messages, but also now you know where to go. It is a lot about receiving the messages, which is from guides, and then butterfly. These are all air, 3 air. Cool. It's so cool. I love. Yo, it's so dark in here. The butterfly, obviously a transformative, like allowing yourself to span. Okay, now allow the wings to, but this is coming out of the rebirth. We were talking about the death card, so coming out of really. I guess we can explore those. And those are just more like guidance, I think. Vulture, obviously, I think has a direct message, but the bat is just like, here is a bat, and it's just like, your guides are here, the crow's here, the bats recognize, the bats, the, the bats. Are you in Austin looking at the bats? I think the bats in Austin are in the fall. Anyway, the butterflies are in the spring, right? Or like early summer, late spring. So like all of these creatures are naturally part vulture. Time now is the vulture, right? To get ready for your quest or coming out of the quest. Now you know what will help you gain clarity. Lower like subconscious, obviously purify consciousness, like you're being guided, you've chosen a path, you're like going for it, you made a decision. Super conscious, you like have to recognize, or it's suggested that you recognize that there's a huge transformation going on all around us. It's like all around us, it's in you. It's like the world, but also you're doing otherworldly things, right? Goddess Isis, Mercury, archangels, spiritual guides of the highest light. Yeah, you're doing other things. You're grounding. Very wheezy there. You're grounding here now. The gates are open. Will you take that? We already said that, but it's like on your way to affluence. So like, and then how are you going to do it, right? You've been taught, you've been learned, you were also shown a lot. You became the student. Even all like you, what is that saying? You learn as you teach. Yeah. You teach to learn, you learn. You learn to teach, you teach, and then when you teach, you learn. I think that's like a Latin proverb or something. Okay, yeah. An event, something. Goddess Isis, Sun God, Archangels. It's gonna do current situation based on this for you, collective. Thank you so much. Venus in Aquarius on our way to the full moon in Gemini. The situation, the challenge, and the origin of the situation. Past, present, and future upcoming influences. Okay, cool. So we have current situation, challenge being the 9, which is why the bat's here, receiving information, having to typical message from the tarot, right? Like you better chill your bones, you better chill out, you better order a pizza and wait for the delivery to come in so you can relax and unwind, because you're worried about the foundation that now has already it has been eliminated, but you can recreate it, or it's there, right? It's like it's already there anyway. Once the fog clears, it'll be okay. King of Pentacles, Taurus, and then we have wow, 5 of Wands in reverse, pass, unable to be successfully the pick. I'm now understanding that you're not like just an option. You're not an option, but also like maybe you weren't picked. So that's like what sucks, because maybe you're upset, right? Well, I'm not trying to like tease you or whatnot. Okay. It seems like there was a little bit of a cleanup effort there. Clean up of the self of your presentation, maybe who you were dealing with. It turned into like not a nice situation. Perhaps what you thought. Perhaps you are like looked upon as a mentor. Perhaps now you truly have learned as you went out, as you kind of took the role of a leader, or maybe sometimes y'all, it just turns out that way, where like people, y'all, we have like temperance will not leave, by the way. This is upcoming energy, I know, or it is the energy right now. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. Freaking temperance. Fine balance. The fine line. The tightrope, right? But you will be victorious. Like 5 of Wands in reverse, but 6 of Wands upright. Okay, Leo energy. This is about your public persona, which we have very many. We have all the air signs. We have guides. We have the crow. All air animal spirits. We have affluence, which is very Taurus-y. We have arrows, which is very like, it's like the emperor, the empress, the Hierophant, the world card. It's like, it's giving this King of Pentacles, right? It's giving the world at large. It's giving the individual at home, right? Or like the loss of, perhaps. But obviously the new gateway, the gates are opening. The clarity summons you. Please purify now. Obviously temperance is not an easy feat. It's going between coming out of the gun, even if it's ugly, even if you're like, I can't, even if it like hurts, it's like going through, right? A butterfly. So but yeah, with the 9 of Swords too and the 4 of Swords, like, it maybe emotionally did upset you. Maybe a lot of mental anguish has been now released. Maybe what you have been through is just rest for this gateway to open, for it to become real. For what you were going through in your mind now becomes real. Internally, the turmoil, it becomes real, right? So how are you going to not survive, right? How will you thrive? And it's not about ultimate productivity, most efficient labor force like ever. But maybe you are just that. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes, yeah, you will surprise someone you will surprise yourself. Imagine that. Imagine if you surprise yourself every freaking day. Imagine if some days you did not give an F about any surprises. Imagine if other days you were like, I really want to go big, but you didn't do anything. And imagine other days when you didn't care to do anything, but you went freaking big and you won big. It's like that. It's giving that, like, it's finding the beauty in that struggle and then realigning it and reasserting it. You know what? That was not a struggle. That was me battling 9 of Swords by doing 4 of Swords kinds of things, right? Resting, self-forgiveness, aligning yourself on a path that is purposeful, meaningful. What does that even mean? I don't know. Get some rest, and maybe the purpose will unravel itself. Maybe the purpose will be like, get rest when you wake up, eat when you feel better, eat healthier, or choose healthier when you make better choices. Maybe you will practice making more choices, and maybe when you make a bad choice, it won't be so bad, and then your choices just become fewer and farther between, like painful and annoying. Maybe life will become bearable when the veil is adjusted as a means of generating forward movement when you're capable and able. Present influences and future influences, please. Okay. Present influences the Star. Future influences the Empress. We have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. You will choose you. Ultimately, you will choose you. Ultimately, you will choose clarity beyond mainstream approaches. Okay. Holistic, psychological, spiritual. This is going to be shady, but like I read this thing by this tarot reader on YouTube that was like, you can't use tarot for psychological development. I was like, who do what? Like, you can use tarot for whatever you want. I feel so, like, I have my own like kind of narrow vision. Like, I don't feel like this is even true, but like I believe it. And so this is how absurd it is sometimes to like have a belief system and you're like, why do I even believe this mess? For me, it's like if you use tarot to like look into others' lives, that's gossiping and that's black magic. And it's not black magic, it's like dark psychological magic. The tarot is psychological in that it's based on archetypes, and so perhaps tarot was developed before marketing terms like psychology. But it was it's an art anyway. Sorry, I'm like, I learn something new every day. Which I think what they mean, collective, is from what how I perceive it, is that you can't use tarot to define your life in any aspect, spiritually, psychologically, or in reality. It will just give you like options based on where you are at. I think you all know this. Thank you very much for being here. I honor you, your path. As always, I'm ever so grateful. You have the Star and the Empress. Okay, just gonna do the rest of your Celtic cross spread. Wow. So we have the Moon is where you're at, where you stand, and then we have the Knight of Swords here. Something, an event approaches. Maybe it is the holidays, but it is like right now, the full moon. Maybe that's upcoming in just a few days I believe it's like 4 days from now. The moon is currently in Taurus, and we have a lot of Taurus energy here. Oh, so the full moon's in a few days because the moon will dip into Gemini pretty soon. Wow. We have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, okay? So King of Pentacles. And then we have a Pisces, Aries kind of figure, the Knight of Cups, Scorpio, Pluto energy here with Death. The Death card, number 13, which, you know, not to be the most like obnoxious person ever, but we mentioned that the vulture, the bat, and the butterfly, and with the crow here, all those airy animal spirits are really aligning themselves with this process that is a rebirth. And it is a significator card of the spring specifically, but also marks the fall equinox. It marks the equinoxes. It's either harvest or tilling and seeding, right? Where are you? You're likely in both spaces right now. Likely that you could place your attention there. Do you see the veil here and how death sort of spins it in a way where it's like you can still have a romantic vision and see clearly. Your veil could be set at clear, the clearest setting, and you must still understand that it is a veil. Okay, so that's why this romantic show pony is here, because you can dress it up as you want, and you have learned that. You can dress it up all you want, but to really understand the freaking power of desire, the freaking power of affluence and arrows, you better walk that fine line, okay, between your delulu and a true manifestation, okay? What's it gonna take? It's gonna take a lot of freaking clarity of your mind, your desires. You learn that. You're moving away. 3 of Pentacles at the bottom, in your blind spot, and it's in reverse. It's like you're kind of finished creating a mess. You're kind of finished giving 2 messes, right? 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords. You're putting things to rest. Things that you never thought you could put to rest with the King of Pentacles. Things that are going to involve others with the Vulture, okay? With the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. With the Mars in Capricorn, 3 of Pentacles in reverse. You're going to have to leave. You're leaving a lot of spaces to declare your romantic vision, okay? A new self is born. This is what I was getting. Like, you maybe want to dress and look differently. There's no shame or vanity. I mean, there's vanity. But like, Eros is here, yo. Affluence. You gotta like look some kind of way. And it doesn't have to be about looking good in others' eyes. It's like feeling good. And then what does that look like? It might look really good. But it's going to take that harsh, like, self-acceptance of, like, what's freaking real and what's Delulu AF. Okay? The Empress is going to be like, all right, I've been too kind over there. I've been too giving over here. I've been spending all this time over here. I don't give a crap or S about that mess. I don't give an F about that person. Why am I giving all this time and attention? That's the painful part, right? That's where you're going to address what's real, what's clear to you, and what's like motivating you, what's motivating you to rest, what's motivating you to act and to move forward. Okay, one can't come without the other. And that's why when a tarot reader is like pushing you to do and to take action, I think they also mean that you must also align with rest. It's a dual system that you can't have, and you're learning that it takes more. There's a dualistic approach, right, from you. And then there's a third aspect. It's the other person, or it's a situation, or it's a foundation, or it's how much money, or it's how much time, or it's the freaking people, or it's your freaking boss, or it's your freaking lover or your ex-partner. You're like, get out of my way, because I have a freaking vision. It's giving Knight of Swords and Arrows, like, where you were quiet, where you were small, where you were little, no more, no mas. Where you were very, very like subservient, no more, no mas. You were never that way, okay? But you had to put a lot to rest. You had to put the ego to rest to fix this, okay? Internally. And it was more like you had to polish, okay? Don't worry, y'all. I have a freaking amethyst wand here. We have a diamond here. We have affluence here. Okay. Many wolves fought, okay, for you to declare liberty. Now, shall you declare liberty? Let's declare clarity. a lot of this is about who are you committing to. I think you've made a lot of decisions. I think we started the reading with you coming out of the relationships, right? So it's like finally the rebirth phase. Finally things seem to move, and it seems like maybe things will start to speed up, which means like, yes, get ready where you have decided, where you have made decisions to leave. You must flip with that Three of Pentacles right side up, right, to really see the full birth. And perhaps that's maybe what isn't clear, is like there's still a lot of the rubble, the dust still has to settle for your vision to become clear. And it's perfectly beautiful as we come out of the vulture, as we come out of the darkness of the bat, as we come out of the chrysalis, of the sticky situations, of the painful, transformative, karmic cycles, right? We declare our Six of Swords or Six of Wands. Well, Six of Swords and Six of Wands, which is the butterfly. So you better leave, you better go, you better leave painful situations behind. You better accept the transformative power of relationships and move on about yourself, or declare your new role and the new vision, or how you will move from creating this self-sabotage to your like legacy. It starts with the Ace of Pentacles, and that's kind of the beauty of the ending. The ending is the beginning, right? I think from what I know from the human literary experience. What's good, y'all? Please hit like. I forget that part. Hit share, hit subscribe. Once again, thank you for being here. I honor you. I honor your path. I'm ever so grateful for our energetic exchange. It's kind of dark out here. I've kind of been working. I'm kind of almost ready for dinner. What do we have for the collective here? What's with the Nine of Swords? Mars in Gemini. Okay, Four of Swords is Saturn in Libra. Venus in Libra, Venus in Taurus. We have Taurus and Aries. We have Aries energy here, okay? So trying to start something new that is actually worthy and valuable, but having to really leave all the gunk. Okay, do we say what's Nine of Swords? Because it says Emperor here. You're just tired of it. You're tired of dealing with the same thing, and you see it in many ways. You see it internally in many aspects of yourself. You see it externally in other aspects of yourself. You see it all over. Four of Swords for the Emperor. You see it at work. You've seen it at work, at play, and in groups, in large groups, in friendships, in one-on-ones. Okay, wow, look, no longer. You're holding on to your power, your money, your time. You're really budgeting time, power. You're like not letting anyone in. You're only taking breaks to go see who you need to see, to talk to who you need to talk to. You're only answering to whom you need to answer to. You're only talking to whom you need to talk to. The wheel turns now in your favor. No longer are you now giving all your energy and placing all your frustrations and generating all your potential and max efforts to these crowds, to these people, okay? You're an Emperor, Aries, a lot of Taurus, and Scorpio. We have fixed signs. We have Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. We have a lot of Aquarius energy here as well with the star. And then Leo. A lot of Leo with all the wands. You will be victorious, okay? As long as you commit to exiting, leaving. It may be painful emotionally, mentally, you know, maybe even physically. There's a marker, right? Like you've come out with like a new tattoos or piercings or like, what's good, party folks? Saturn and Pisces, y'all better know who's piercing you or tattooing you right. Y'all better trust your dentist now. Thank you for your services now. I didn't ask for more clarity, but here we go. This is what we were just saying, Leo. Okay, shining, because here we are. You're done being stabbed in the back. You're done being the one that stabs others in the back because you're like acting unconsciously, and you're only realizing that you're stabbing someone in the back in the moment, and you're like, why? How did I get caught up in here? Okay, that's why it's gonna it's gonna sting. It's gonna take it. It's gonna sting, Scorpio. Like now, taste. I did all these readings. Taste the medicine of Scorpio, which is like we all have to taste. Even Scorpios have to taste the medicine of Scorpio. So just because you're a sun sign, or because you have a large, huge placement, or natal Scorpio placement, whatever, like that doesn't mean you're, what is the word? Immune, or yeah, that you're safe from having to take and be prescribed the medicine of Scorpio. You will feel the sting, especially with the sun in Gemini, the Ten of Swords here. Okay, but it's about you returning back in a rightful, upstanding, the Emperor, empowered, right? The Knight of Swords says, F this, it's bigger, it's better, it's brighter over here. And I know, because I know it's not about the grass being greener. It's about, I'm gotta get the hell out of here. Okay. Wow. 2 of Wands. Yeah. You gotta get out of there. Mars and Aries. Now, who is the owner? Who is the boss of their domain? Where you thought you were the boss, now you're really shown. Okay. Now, now you've been proven. Now someone asserts you in your boss mode, right? The Emperor is not asserted as the boss by acquiring and attaining and checking the bank account and sending the invoice and receiving the direct deposit. The Emperor is asserted in their super boss power by those that they teach, teach them, right? You've learned a huge lesson, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Taurus. Okay, this is it for today. Moon in Taurus. Perhaps you have a moon in Taurus. Perhaps you are coming into true affluence. Perhaps you're coming into no longer fighting for your desires. Now you are committed to attaining desires rightfully, morally, ethically, upstanding, like a citizen of the united global place on earth. This is crazy. Okay, what is the Emperor next to the Wheel of Fortune? It's, you know what it is to me? It's like you were in the back seat, and then you told the driver, please pull over to the next okay, wait. The Emperor is like, at the next stop, I want you to end your shift and go have yourself a nice steak dinner and no longer come back, because I'm going to need a new driver, and maybe I'm going to be in the driver's seat until I figure out who I'm going to hire as the driver. And maybe you find someone worthy of driving you around, right? It's that third component. Ace of Pentacles. It's that third component. If you want to know who's worthy of taking the driver's seat, who is the one opening the gates for you, right? Who's the one that's got the clicker to the gates? There's someone very special, perhaps a very fiery individual, someone who works in all the realms, right? In the realm of love and money. Okay, with that, enjoy. Have a beautiful, wonderful, in the realm of light and love, in the realm of light and shadow, in the realm of synthesis, in the realm of earth, heaven on earth. Thank you very much. I honor you. I honor your path. Stay brilliant. Leave me a like, leave me a share, leave me a comment. Don't you worry about me. I have many, many lives to live on this one timeline, I was thinking earlier, geez, I have like 60 more years on this earth. Please help me. Talk to you already soon.